Hi, good afternoon. This is Bill Fitzgerald, Vice President of Growth and Ecosystems at SandboxAQ, coming to you live from our studios in Davos. I am thrilled to have with me the CEO of The Engine, Emily Knight, a wonderful organization located in Boston. And when I did my research into The Engine and what your organization does, I was excited by the tagline of "You do hard things and solve big, hard problems." So can you tell me a little bit about those, Emily?
Yeah, thank you for having me. So we say that we are the home for tough tech. We define tough tech as breakthrough science that is solving the world's toughest challenges. So solving tough challenges, tough because it is a physical technology. It is a sort of combination, convergence of science and engineering, solving these societal issues. And then tough because of the resilience. These are not sort of step changes. These are first of a kind technologies. Think fusion and quantum and synthetic biology, sort of all of the above. And we are a nonprofit and a public benefit company. We run an incubator and then accelerator programs trying to create more technology translation, so more commercialization out of academia. And then as they create startups, we have I think over 150 startups in our incubator in Cambridge, Massachusetts.
Oh, that's wonderful. So 150 companies are involved that come out of the engine. Can you give me a flavor? That's a real perspective on the new tech that's coming out in society. Can you give us a flavor of some of the things you're working on?
Yeah, let's see, a good cross-section. We have a company called Macrocycle that is doing circular textiles and plastics. So with 80% less power or less energy spent, they are able to bring textiles back up to virgin grade. Mm-hmm. We have a synthetic biology company that is able to sort of think about reforestation, de-extinction. They are able to, with biomanufacturing, create plants in a lab. And so they recently created the first Douglas fir in our Christmas tree.
Love that, yeah.
In our labs. Yeah. Let's see, today I met the woman who's running the Decarb Fund. So Helix Carbon is an incredible company out of a lab at MIT. Mm-hmm. They are able to create a circularity in carbon capture in steelmaking. Mm-hmm. And so carbon goes in, they're able to capture it and create a closed loop of that process. But that is three of 150, so it sort of span chemistry, biology, the convergence of biology and climate, sort of everything coming in together.
So the tough tech service just brings to bear a lot of probably modern techniques in science, computational chemistry, computational biology. You mentioned. What's the perspective on AI within the organization that you operate?
So most of the companies we work with had, when they started 6, 8, however many years ago, it was like lowercase a, lowercase I, and it was a part of what they were doing, machine learning AI. Yeah. And so it's been native to what they haven't talked about it the way that now it is in the forefront, but a lot of these companies, so 4A Bio was the synthetic biology company doing plants. They have a foundational model with all of the assays they're able to run, and that is now a software that they pair with being able to do the actual biology as well. So this incredible sort of database that they'd collected, and now that is going to become a core part of their business. We have quantum companies that are creating both software and hardware, thinking about sort of solving these huge chemistry problems. Seleno Bio is a company in our building thinking about longevity and personalized medicine. From the beginning, they have had these large data sets, and now they can talk about AI in a different way. Yeah.
We at Sandbox, we've seen a real evolution from the traditional use of AI, large language models, to ultimately what we call large quantitative models. Because we believe that while there's amazing efficiencies that can be accomplished within large language models, that they fall short when we get to the complex mathematical problems that are grounded in physics and chemistry, as you just discussed. And it sounded like there's a lot of that happening within your organization.
A lot. I think probably 80% of the teams today, they don't talk about that at the forefront, but that has been a part of building their company and the foundational part of any of their discovery. And so that, having the infrastructure to be able to do that and then build upon that is essential to their growth and scale.
Excellent. Emily, thank you. It is an absolute privilege to hear about the tough tech and all the big problems that you're solving in the engine. Yeah. The incubation of over 150 companies is an amazing task. You sit at a nexus of some of the most amazing science on the planet. Yeah. In Boston, Massachusetts, our hometown. Yeah. So thank you so much for joining me today.
Thanks for having me.